Beautiful people, we are back. Season 2 is off to a blazing start. And I want to welcome y'all back to the Keeping It Real Estate podcast. Right? So season 1 ended with a banger. Had my family on. People loved it. Got a lot of views and got a lot of feedback on it. So I wanted to bring back some people, man. I think season 2 for me is all about just bringing people, from the community that I just want to keep shedding light on, man, especially ones that look like me. I'm not going to do this whole interview like this, but my man, Coach Prime, told me, man, he said, you can wear shades inside and have a microphone in front of you and be cool. So I'm going to do that for my intro, and I'm going to introduce these two cool other people that I so happen to have the pleasure to work beside on a day-to-day basis. Please give a nice hand clap to, as we all know them as McCray Properties, but Jasmine McCray and Rashaud McCray. What up?
What's going on?
Hey.
How y'all doing?
We doing good
Chilling,
today.
man.
How are you?
Oh, man, I'm excellent. So this has been a long time coming. Let me take these off because I like looking at y'all.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time coming, man. I tried to get y'all on last season, just trying to figure out ways to fit y'all in. And I think what better way than to get you guys rolling with season 2 as people are watching anyway.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Right?
For sure.
So,
good timing.
I just want to give y'all an opportunity, give y'all a platform to introduce yourselves to people, let them know who McCray Properties are, and just why they should buy and sell with, Rashaud and Jasmine.
We the best.
Yeah, for sure.
What DJ Khaled said.
Yeah. I guess, we Rashaud and Jasmine McCray, man, McCray Properties, and we started back in late 2019, but really like 2020 is when it really got started for us. And the name of the game is double up. It's straight up and double up. So 2020 double up, 2021 double up, and that's in sales volume, that's in sales transactions. That's just always the goal. And that's where, we doubled up in agents, at least, it was just me. It started out with me just in 2020, and then Jasmine was my admin assistant initially, and we doubled up on agents, and we kind of kept it there for a little while. We added, transaction coordinators and people to really help move our transactions on a little more smoother. But yeah, man, I guess we the double up team.
Yeah. The best husband and wife duo I done seen in the business.
Yeah, we complement each other very well. Working with each other every day it's pretty smooth when it comes to business. We have a good little work-life balance.
For sure.
And we know each other. Like, we know each other's temperaments. We know we know our strengths and our weaknesses within the business. And so, he doesn't like to do paperwork.
Hate it.
Yeah.
So, which everything is online, but I like to do paperwork. I like, spending those long hours, making sure all my T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and, making sure that everything is right. Even with a transaction coordinator, I still go back and I'm
got to, man. You got to double check everything.
Let me make sure.
She be on it. I be sitting here like, look, let her do her job, the transaction coordinator, but Jazz like, nah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
That's the mom in her, man.
Yeah.
That's the mom, and that's what we all like about her at the office, man. She got that mom mentality. What made real estate become that venture that you all figured would be nice for both of y'all?
Oh, that's a good question. I've always had an interest in it. I think it's funny. I'm reading this book right now, The 4-2 by Jeff Shores, and he talks about how the number one motivator for someone to buy a house is dissatisfaction. And I found out to be kind of interesting because thinking about how I got into real estate in general, I think it can apply to careers in general, or just life in general. Like, what motivates you to do something, I think, is dissatisfaction. I think I was just dissatisfied at the corporate 9-to-5, going through the same routine, salary increasing, but it still has a cap on it. And I think real estate provides a uncapped environment to where the harder you work, the more you make. And I think just the satisfaction of helping someone become a homeowner is really what was settled in for me and Jasmine. Just being people that are naturally born to help people. What better way to help somebody than to help them, purchase one of the biggest investments of their life. So
it's so crazy that you say that, because when you think about why most people become agents, just like you said, it's dissatisfaction of the 9-to-5. But hell, I know people, including myself, that became an agent because they were dissatisfied with the actual transaction when I bought a house or when they bought a house.
That
part
too.
That part
was,
too.
Yeah.
That was part of it. I was going to speak to that too. So, we built a home in 2017.
2018.
It started in 2017.
Sorry, 2017. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be done by the time we got married in 2018.
Yeah.
And something happened where the house was ready, but there were some permits that were not yet approved by the county. And we basically needed somewhere to stay. Like
We're homeless.
we're homeless, okay?
Homeless.
Like we had a house that we couldn't move into. So imagine that frustration. And getting into real estate, it helped us to better understand why things went the way that they went at that time. Did we have to move on? Yes. Did we get a greater home? Yes. But everything in good timing and for good reason and in good purpose. But I think that was something for us that was major that helped us get into real estate as well. Just wanting to understand and know the processes and the procedures with new construction and pre-existing homes. You know, what's the difference and what are some of the hiccups that clients or people may come across, and how to get past them and how to move forward.
Man, it's crazy when you think about it, like from that aspect. As an agent, real estate is such a trial and error business, right? So even going through your own personal dissatisfaction with the process, you learn from it, right?
For sure.
And being an agent, you can reflect back on that time and go, you know what? I remember not having the proper communication, you know, from my agent or from the builder. So now as an agent, I want to make sure that my clients have proper communication.
Exactly.
And I've had the pleasure of working alongside of y'all on the transaction too. So I've seen that even from the new construction perspective, I've seen you all communicate. I've seen you all respond back and forth to these clients, keep them in the loop. And that's a pleasure of mine because I like to see how agents do their own transactions in business. So to be able to be alongside of you guys on that transaction was cool. Let's take it even further back. We're talking about this dynamic duo of a couple. How did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet? You know, give me details of who y'all are as people. You know, this is what people relate to, right? So how did y'all meet? Give me some details.
Gosh. How do we meet?
We got the Martin and Gina. We got the Martin and Gina. Which one? Who gonna tell it right? Because we ain't got no Pam or Tommy to
we don't got
square it
Tommy
up.
here. Nah, I can tell it. I can tell it right.
Yeah, tell the story.
It's one of my favorite stories.
There we go.
So Rashaud and I met. Am I talking to you?
Talk to me. Talk to Rashaud. If you want to look him in his eyes, I don't care.
Yeah, look me in my
You know what I'm
eyes.
saying?
All right. So Rashaud and I met in high school.
Love it.
2003, John Marshall High School in Rochester, New York. And he was a football player. I was a cheerleader, cheering him on.
Straight 90s movie.
We went to both
real,
proms
though. It really
together.
was.
Junior prom, senior prom. Dated. What else?
I mean, that's really our story. We high school sweethearts.
Yeah,
I mean, we the couple that we won like couple of the year. Like everybody just loved Rashaud and Jasmine. Growing up, we was a beautiful couple. When we went to college, though,
he broke my heart, y'all.
I did. I did. And
He broke
not
it.
not intentionally, but just from all the stories I heard about college, I'm like, I don't think I should go into college with a girlfriend. This don't sound like a.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm a disappointer one way or the other. I'd rather just be honest, and you know. So but I'm glad. I mean, it sucks, and I'm glad I did because when we got back together, it was way different. Like I had experiences. She had experiences that allowed us to understand like why we should appreciate each other as much as we do. And so we kind of separated like that 2008 time period, and I moved to Charlotte. I transferred to UNC Charlotte from University of Buffalo. And somehow Jasmine ended up here. I don't know how this happened.
You want me to tell the truth?
Yeah. What? So
She followed you?
Yeah, she followed me here.
Your mom was like, "Girl, Rashaud about to move to Charlotte. You better go. You better keep your man."
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know nothing about Charlotte. I had never visited Charlotte.
That's funny.
I mean, I ain't even heard of Charlotte.
Yeah.
When I found out he was coming to Charlotte, I did all my research. I was like, let me get my butt to Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's love.
And she really did, man. And like I said, once we really rekindled our relationship, like like I said, we just appreciated each other on a whole nother level. And it was like dating somebody new at the same time, because dating somebody from high school versus dating a grown person that got their own responsibilities, own bills. You ain't going back home with mommy no more. That's a whole nother person. So we just fell in love with each other on a whole different level. And I mean, here we are. I think we went through a lot to get here, for sure. We went through a lot to get here, but it just make us even stronger, man. Putting God first and keeping our relationship real strong.
Yeah, y'all are really good examples. I mean, I'm married, but y'all are really good examples of just, a testament of time, right? I had good role models in my parents. My parents celebrated 40 years this year. Yeah. So
that's
I had good role models in them. So me and my sister both, married for a few years, long time. I think she celebrated 5. We celebrated 10 this year. So just looking at you guys from the outside in, and again, being able to see you guys on a daily basis, for me, I just enjoy watching y'all's dynamic, right? Outside of your faith, outside of just your relationship with your kids, looking at you two be parents, you two be real estate agents. Man, I commend you both, because I don't know if I could work side by side with my wife every day.
It's hard.
Matter of fact, we tried it and it didn't work. So
people ask us how we do that all the time.
We always get that question. We always get that question.
What's the answer? What's the answer? Because
patience and just knowing one another's what.
You say
You said not patience.
No, I don't get. Keep going. Keep going. Patience.
We get into it. I mean, of course, we get into it sometimes.
Do y'all miss each other?
Do we miss each other?
Yeah.
I mean, the time, like weekends especially. Like I'm big into football.
Yep.
And on Sundays, I'm by myself most times. Saturdays, I'm out coaching with the kids. Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm coaching with the kids. So like we get that time away from each other to really separate. But the times that we are together, I think it did start off real rocky. It was like, look, I don't know if I could work beside you. There's plenty of times where we was like, look, we not doing this because it's too tough.
I'd be like, you always right. I'm not doing this no more. You make me feel like I'm doing stuff wrong.
Yeah.
But
we went through that a lot.
I ain't never get past that. I never got past that phase of, this ain't gonna work. We stopped there. We recognized that early and was like, you know what? We gonna just not do it.
Man, Jasmine started seeing the commission checks and was like, all right, now you said I gotta mix the what with the what?
You said carry the one, and then I gotta show up where?
No, seriously. It was like, okay, reel it back in. Like, come on, girl, you got this. You can do, y'all
smile.
Can do this. Yeah.
And I say that too, but y'all too. I don't think I've ever not seen you guys with a smile on your face. Right? Really? It's such a warming feeling being around you both. But seriously, just like I said, being around y'all, just being able to be in y'all's presence is so cool, because there's not many times I've seen you all with upset or just things like that. So you keep smiling, keep positive energy, and the fact that y'all both work beside each other, I don't know how that happens, but keep on doing it.
I remember when we first got married, we were at Value City shopping for furniture, and we ran into an older lady, an associate. She worked there, and she told us that she was like, "You guys just newly married?" We were like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, let me give you a piece of advice." And we were like, "What's that?" And she was like, "When you get upset, it's okay to cool off. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to argue, whatever. Walk away for like 10 minutes and then come back. And baby, what you want to eat? What we doing?" Like,
yeah, and it said the stage. She had been married for like 50 years or something like that, older lady, and she was just like, well, that's one thing that she learned in her marriage was like,
don't stay mad.
Basically, it was like, I mean, whatever we do, whenever we get it, bump heads with each other, she was like 10 to 15 minutes max, and not immediately come back like, hey, I'm happy now, but just knowing that like that's a good enough time to really, have feelings or have emotions that's opposite of your spouse, but at the same time knowing like that can't last forever. You can't feel like that for 10, 15, 20, you know what I mean? Just for sure. Days, weeks at a time, like, still married now. You know what I'm saying? So
ain't no way out.
You gotta have like a quarterback sometime, man. You gotta have a quick, you gotta forget things quick, you know what I'm saying? You throw an interception, get right back in the game, and you still got a ball, man. So
nice. So tell me about your journey. I know you said you started off first in real estate. So tell me about your journey in real estate, how we ended up here, of course, with NÖIRE, but just go through beginning stages of real estate and then to where you are now.
So I started off in the banking industry. That was back when the mortgage crisis was first happening, like 2008, 2009. And I was a college student in Buffalo. And so one of my first like corporate jobs, and I was like, I mean, working from the 5 to 10 p.m. shift, you know what I'm saying, on Monday through Friday. But it was doing loan modifications for the Obama program. So it was helping people remodify. I mean, do like modifications out of their existing mortgages, forbearances. So it kind of exposed me to like what a changing real estate market looks like. And that was just like the tip of the iceberg right there. So I got into, I was engineer major at the time working at the bank, which made no sense. Right. So, but I was really intrigued by what I was doing. And so I switched my major to accounting and transferred to UNC Charlotte. And so there's where, I mean, I picked Charlotte specifically because I researched and I realized it was like the banking capital. I'm like, if I could get a job anywhere in a bank, it'd probably be Charlotte. Yep. So I got here, I worked in doing similar work. I was working with like short sales and foreclosures for Wells Fargo at the time. And again, that just increased my experience, like getting on the phone with real estate agents, getting on the phone with attorneys. I mean, we got, you know, the closing tables at 4 p.m. and we still, you know, checking off documents at 3:55 to let us know this is how it's so timely, like things coming in at the last minute. So for me, like I said, it was kind of a buildup in corporate America that led to me having a real interest in real estate. And again, like just being dissatisfied with the fact that I'm the worker that is, I'll come in 2 hours early and leave 2 hours late if we got deadlines to meet, if we got goals to meet. And I was that guy. I was closer of the year, a couple years in a row, closing the most loans with the highest accuracy, efficiency. So things like that, which I felt like I should get paid a little bit more than my counterparts if I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know? Yeah. So that's what got me, like I said, just doing my research in the real estate market. And it's funny because I got my real estate license while working from home. So I was in class with my laptop up and I would answer my emails accordingly, but I was on my way out. I was on my way out the door.
He said double up.
You double up.
He said double up.
And I think there was never, for me, and that's this transparency, there was never a real interest for me to be like a general brokerage agent. I always wanted to be in new home sales. That was like, I was in school and I used to listen, but I'm like, I was zoned out sometimes. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be like a new home sales. That's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to be in the office where I could come in early, learn my product, learn my neighborhood, like just master everything and be, you know, the expert that I know I could be. But in that kind of stemmed, and it's a quick story, but right before I got my real estate license, I thought about becoming a new home sales agent. So I applied for a couple jobs and I got an interview with one of the top builders here in Charlotte. And they moved me on to the second interview. And during the second interview, they were like, wait, so you don't have your real estate license yet? And I'm like, nah. They was like, we really like to move forward, but we need somebody that has a real estate license. And this was like, I would say this was in June of 2018. Okay. No, June of 2019. June of 2019. Okay.
He hustled.
And so
that's the name of the
literally game. By August, I had my real estate license. That's how, it was like, that's all you need? Bet. I'm talking about I passed everything, first try, ready to go. As soon as I got, I called them back like, yo, I got the real estate license.
We not hiring
no reply. It was no reply. It was like straight up like who are you? Like it was cold blooded, bro. It was wow. I'm like, all right, well, and at this time I don't put my 2 weeks. I'm thinking I got a job.
Yeah. Oh man.
Put my 2 weeks notice in at the bank. Like now I'm on my back.
Now we went from no up to nothing up. Like what's going on?
So I mean, and I kind of and I'm one of them optimistic people where I'm like, man, if God didn't want that for me, then you know what I'm saying, let me do what I could do. And we've been killing it in general brokerage. That's man. Awesome, it's just been a complete turn of what we wanted to do into what we needed to do. And when you're back against the wall, like, you know, what you gonna do? So that's kind of how I really, you know, step foot in the Charlotte market. And the firm we started off with I was straight up about my paper. I'm like, y'all say y'all don't take no commission?
Yeah, that's it.
Bet. So
I'm coming.
And I kind of follow his footsteps with, you know, as far as the firm, because like he said, I was doing some paperwork for him, being like his administrative assistant or whatnot before I got my license. Right. And then obviously he was with a particular firm. So I'm like, I'm going where my husband at, you know? Yeah. And I just followed suit. And then after some time I was like, this ain't it no more.
It was. I remember that time we hit up Desiree. Shout out to Desiree.
Shout out to Desiree.
Yeah.
GOAT, DG.
Yeah, we hit up Desiree like, look, we not really too happy with the firm we with.
Yeah.
You know, we was asking. We just had missed y'all grand opening.
The launch party. Yep,
yeah, we missed the launch party.
Crazy.
And we just asked her some questions. She like, yo, you got to meet Jerell. Super cool. I ain't know nothing about you. I just know. This dude that's running the firm. Like, I'm like, if I ran the firm, it would look like this. All beautiful women, me in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. But nah, man, it was a kudos, and it's all black. You know what I'm saying? And that meant a lot to us. And it's funny because I just told the story about how I'm like, yo, y'all ain't pay, you won't got to pay no commission, and we move over to a firm that you have to pay commission, and realizing the true value that you're getting while you paying commission. That's what I got from it the most. I'm like, I never would have thought I would be with a firm where I got to pay commission, but the value that NÖIRE brings, you bring as a big, or Desiree bring as a big at this time, but it's invaluable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's truly special to be a part of. I never want to be somewhere where I can't brag about it, where I can't talk about it, and I can't, share with my friends. Other agents hit me up like, where you work? I don't want to be like, man, you don't want to come over here. Nah, this is where you want to be.
Every trip.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And side note, he said he ain't know who I was. We had met at a party. It's crazy. We met at a party, Rosegate party, and he was there.
Was I there?
And somebody introduced me to him. And I could tell, I was like, damn, that's a smooth dude. Like he had on like a shirt and suit and all this. I was like, dang, I came here and not that. And he just introduced us. I forgot who introduced us. It might have been Austin.
It had to be Austin.
It might have been Austin. He was like, yeah, you got to meet this dude, man. He's sharp. He a good dude. I was like, oh, that's what's up. And I shook his hand and we met and he went about his business. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he kind of cool. I guess. I was like, I guess he kind of cool. So it was funny when Desiree set up that meeting for us. I was like, oh, it's the same dude I met. He was like, yeah, nice to meet you. I was like, oh yeah, so we didn't meet. Okay.
That's me all day. I swear I be meeting people like 3 or 4 times with the same like, hey, good to meet you, man. Like, bro,
you already met
me like 3 times.
I love that, man. Then you brought your wife, so that was even more of a testament to what we're doing, man. I never wanted to. I'm not big on praise, right? I don't care to get praise. I used to always push the team stuff before my stuff. Like I would never post myself being under contract before I posted somebody else, right? So even just those small things, because I understood. I found about 3-4 years ago, I realized why God put me here. Right? God put me here to lead people and to help. And I kind of just, I'm embracing that more and more now, right? And I think in this phase of my life where we got the billboard, things like that. Like I wanted to shed light on the agents. I didn't want to be the only face. Like you asked Desiree, I'm like, all of our marketing, like how do I shift our marketing? Because I'm so used to putting our team on stuff, and now we got 20 agents, and I'm like, how do I shift our marketing to not have everybody on it? So it's just, for me, that's my biggest concern.
Shout
is
out
making
to the growth, though.
To the growth.
Nah, the growth.
Yeah, double up.
This year too?
It's crazy, man. Yeah, so year 2, 20 agents, man. So, but like I said, that's just, I love the fact that you said that, because for me, like I said, I'm glad that you saw value in what the firm brings and what it gives. I've never been a part of a company where, we get deals because of where we're affiliated. Like that's crazy. Like the fact that we built up such a reputation where people just enjoy doing business with us, and they see our names on the contract and they're like, yeah, accept it. I'm like, dang, that's dope.
It's really like that.
It's crazy because we got one client from the firm. They called the line. And we asked them, like, how did you find the firm? And it was straight up like, we just Googled all black firms in Charlotte.
Every time.
Every time.
I'm
like, wait, that's really how you found us?
That's our SEO. I mean, that's what I put in the SEO. Like, what? I know people gonna search. That's what people are looking for. Charlotte needs that. And the fact that when you search that, we're the only one that comes up. I mean, there's other people that have their firms, but we're the only one that comes up with some credibility. I mean, I'm talking my shit, but it's, we come with credibility. We do the work. We got the results, like all of that. So when people search it and we come up, I'm not surprised when I hear it. Now it's more of, you must have Googled, black agents in Charlotte. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Give me 2 things that you would tell a brand new agent coming into the business, or your favorite piece of advice that you would give a brand new agent?
Coming into the business as a brand new agent, I say have a savings, because you get hit with all type of fees that you don't expect. Nobody really tells you about them. Another thing would be to interview firms. Don't just settle. Make sure that you do your homework on the team that you're looking to join, or the firm that you're looking to join. Make sure that they align with your culture and with your just your business model.
Yep.
What's another one?
I would say, in this, not to toot my own horn, but I was rookie of the year in my firm the first year,
Yep.
the last firm I was with. And I always say it, and I'm like, it's not because I was the best. It's not. I was brand new. But I think for any new agent coming into the business, everybody that you know needs to know that you're an agent. And I think that's what people fail to realize. It's like, I didn't get my first deal until like 4 months into the business, but I kid you not, bro. People that I haven't texted in 10 years. I had a templated text message, and it went out. I don't care how long I talked to. I don't care if our last argument, our last conversation was an argument.
Yep.
Bro, you're gonna know I'm an agent.
Yeah,
Everybody in my phone book knew I was a real estate agent, and that's how it go. Like, you can't be no secret agent.
Nah.
You can't be a secret agent. So
Everybody.
that's my biggest advice. Like, everybody that you know needs to know this is what you do now. You stand on it. You're somebody that they can trust, and the referrals are rolling in.
I love that. That's great piece
And
of
you
advice.
gotta have a strong follow-up.
Follow up is king.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Follow up, follow back, follow through.
Yeah.
My favorite three
There you
things.
go.
Love it. Last thing, I always ask my people on the show, you get a chance to ask me one question. It's your chance to interview me. Give me one question that you have in mind.
What made you want to start NÖIRE Group?
I didn't want to lose the people we had. So my biggest fear while I was at Costello was coming into my office, sitting down and watching Desiree, Cherie, and them walk past the office and be individual agents. That was my biggest fear. So because I had devoted so much time and energy into helping them get to where they were, that they didn't want to leave the team, but they understood that their next step was being an individual agent. They no longer needed my services as follow-up or just checking in and making sure they're doing things right. So for me, it was a wake-up call as to, all right, well, you did the right things. Now what's the next step? Do you lose them or do you just build with them? And I'd much rather build with them than, start over again.
Nice.
So do we get two questions, or is
Go
this
ahead. Yeah, what you got? What you got?
Hey, what is your end goal, just in the world of real estate, not just with NÖIRE, but just in the world of real estate? Like, what's your end goal?
So my goal is I want to have 5 homes. My goal is to not be the most lucrative agent. I don't want to have the most sales out of the year. I want to have 5 homes. I want to own a home for each of my kids, my 2 nephews, and my niece. So that way, when they become of age, they will have a property that they can use as income property, or if they want to live in it, they can live in it. So those 5 properties are my most important goals with real estate. As far as the business side, I would love to see a NÖIRE in every city. I think Charlotte has an opportunity to combine firms and have people come under this branch. I love to see us doing great things, but I'd love to see us do bigger things together, which is another reason I didn't name it the Fields Group or anything like that. I always wanted us to collectively grow together and just, be the shit, right? And I think we're doing a really good job of that. People recognize that.
Period.
Man, it's crazy. The love we got on that billboard is ridiculous. I still get texts to this. I mean, it's only been up for 2 weeks. And the amount of texts I get of people congratulating us and just, things like that. And I'm like, man, we're such, and this is I'm going to toot our horn because we're such trendsetters.
Yeah.
That at one point it used to annoy me how much people would steal my creative ideas. It would bother me to my core. I would come up with an idea that, because the worst thing you can tell me is you've seen it before. That's the worst thing you can ever tell a creative, right? Is I've seen that before. Don't tell me that. Because I spent so much time trying to think of something new, and you saw it before. Now I got to redo it. That's why it took so long to this podcast. Because I kept every idea I came up with this podcast, I would keep seeing it, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So that used to bother me to the core, but now it's it's flattering to see people take those ideas and put their own mixes on it. That's fine, as long as you notify the originator. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Go ahead and tag the originator in the post if you want. So I don't necessarily care for the you don't have to tag me, but I see it. And for me, it's like, okay, they're watching.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm watching people watch us.
Absolutely.
So for me, that makes me feel really good to know that people are watching us and using us as their benchmark to how they can create a successful avenue into real estate.
That's dope.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's dope. Can I add one thing quick?
Go ahead.
And this just
You might be just be on the handheld, right?
I know we
Okay.
I'm about to say, look, this just to add, black homeownership is right above 40% right now. We like at 42%, and white homeownership is above 70%, which is a huge gap. And it's not just black versus white, but it's also the fact that even Asians and even Hispanics own houses more often than black people do. So that's one of my main motivators, and that's why the all black firm made sense. But we need y'all in houses, black people. I mean, it's like the number one way to wealth. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to get educated. Rent is going up, and you're the main ones renting. You know, so we really need to get educated on home ownership. Talk with us, contact Jasmine or myself, Jerell. Any agent, the agent doesn't matter. I think it's more of just a wake up call to realize how far behind we are and what it takes to catch up. So
and we can host a seminar. You know, we could host a seminar
could, for sure. Yeah.
And no cost. You know, just show up and get that education that you need. You might not be too far off, you know, from purchasing your first home. So who better to start with than you for your family's generational wealth?
There we go.
Yeah, and DJ Envy already going to jail, so I mean, y'all can stop following that man. I've been saying that shit for 5 years.
Yo,
stop listening
crazy.
to DJ Envy because y'all gonna get y'all ass sent to jail. Now he like, bro, I've been saying that for 5 years, bro. Whatever. Nah, so I love it. I love it. So drop your tags, look into the camera, drop your Instagrams, whatever contact information people can reach out to you with.
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at the Jasmine McCray, TheJasmine McCray. Facebook, Jasmine McCray.
Hey, look, you can find me at realtor.Rashaud on Instagram, Rashaud McCray on Facebook, and realtor.Rashaud on TikTok as well.
My man. You already know. You can find me at Sold by Rel on every platform, and I know that for sure. You can find me on that. But yeah, man, anytime. I love to keep having good special guests. I'm glad we could finally get y'all on this episode in this season. I'm so happy for this season that's coming up. We got really good episodes. But other than that, till next time.
Peace.
Later.
Nice. Good job, guys.
The fact that I don't know my Instagram name.
The fact that you don't know your Instagram is wild.
I'm real.